Alright, this is Mitchell with a tutorial on um, Graph.js, which is a very crafty little library for making graphs. It's very simple to use, I believe. Kind of perfect for this tutorial. And for this, you can create 6 different types of graphs with this library, including bar charts, donut, pie charts, um, line graphs, etc. I guess there's 6, so etc. would just be 2 more. But the ones that I found to be the coolest, or at least most useful, was the bar and donut chart. So I'm gonna start off. All you need is 2 canvas tags. One's gonna be donut, and then for both of these, you just need to have a width and a height. So these should be equal for the donut and pie charts, just because you want those to be the right dimensions. Want them to be actual circles instead of ovals, I guess. So yeah. Then do the same exact thing for the bar chart. And once again, actually not once again, never said it, the ID is kind of arbitrary. But for bar chart, you definitely want the width to be larger than the height, and then you also just want it to be a little bit larger than what you had going for the donut, because donut is a lot simpler of a graph. Okay, let's move on to the script.js. Also, just to go back, we need jQuery, then the chart.js, which is the import, and then the script. So, and the script is ours. All right. So first things first, we need to grab the tag and throw that into a variable. Just go donut.get at 0 and .get context. Have that be 2D, because this is going to be a 2D graph. Alright, then going to want to do the exact same thing for the bar. So go hashtag bar .get 0 .get context 2D. Oh my god. Alright, cool. Okay, so then we're gonna start out with the donut. So we're just gonna go donut data equals, and then it's gonna be an array, and then each value in the array is gonna be a little object that contains the sort of the values of each little slice. So it's gonna be values, the one field. Then we got color, which is going to be the non-highlighted color. So when you mouse over, it's going to activate the highlighted color. Then the label is going to be the little word that pops up when you put your mouse over. Yeah, so I'm just going to like fill in my values because yeah, that's probably going to be a little bit tedious to actually put those in. So we'll do that. You can have as many, I think as many as you want. At least I only use 3. So yeah, it just adds up all these values and then creates the percentages needed for the right looking donut graph. And the donut graph, I didn't explain that, but the donut graph is just a pie chart with the hole in the middle. It just looks cooler, I think. Alright, cool. Got the bar data now. This is going to be an object with 2 fields. First one, and you got to get the names right on these fields. The first one's going to be labels, which is going to be the x-axis. What's showing up on the x-axis? So I decided to use movies. So the first movie in a series compared to the last movie in the series, and the Rotten Tomato scores. So have Jurassic Park. which will include, Jurassic World as well. Then got Rocky with Creed coming out, then the Fantastic Four movies, Transformers. This is really not important, but I thought this is cool use of the data. So then the second field is going to be data sets. Yeah, and it's not camel case, so keep that in mind. It won't work if you put it in wrong. Alright, so it's going to be, the fields for this are going to be label, fill color, which is going to be the inner color of the bar when not highlighted, then the stroke color, which is going to be the outline while not highlighted, highlight fill, which is going to be the inner color while highlighted, and highlighted just means when your mouse is over it, kind of just makes it aesthetically pleasing, highlight stroke, and then data. Yeah, so I'm just going to fill in the data because I think this is more the important part. So data is just going to be the corresponding X values for the above movies. So we got all of this. Alright, cool. So, obviously Fantastic Four is probably the worst of all those movies. I would like to agree. And just to save time, I'm going to highlight, copy, and paste all of the remaining values. Alright, cool. So we have the label. So the label I don't think actually matters, at least I couldn't tell that it was actually showing up in the graphs. But all these colors matter quite a bit. Alright, cool. So now to actually insert these, go new, chart. So donut graph is going to be the element that you want it to be at. Then the method is donut. And then you're gonna want to use the variable that's holding the data. And then the same kind of deal. New charts, and then we're gonna want to do the same stuff for the bar graph. So bar graph, then dot bar is the method for this one. Then we're gonna want to use bar data. Cool. And then last thing that I wanted to add in, it's not there's a lot of different options. Not a lot, but quite a few. I think the most important one is add. You can actually add more values in afterwards. So add data is going to, I'm going to use it for bar because I actually have Star Wars I wanted to add in. So you can have an array of values, so you kind of want to have a new value for each different object you have in there. So we're going to do Star Wars, an array, and then the second field is a string that has the new label. Alright, cool. Once again, there's a bunch of different stuff, kind of cool options you can do on the documentation, so I'll include that in the description. Yeah, we're gonna save this and then open it in browser just to see. Alright, there it is. Like here we got gray, blue, red, those are the labels that I gave the donut chart. It's pretty simple. And then over here we have the movies. So Star Wars got added in at the end. And we have cars, Transformers, yeah. So they're pretty simple, pretty cool graphs. I think the one gripe I have is I can't, within this graph, all the options I looked at and plugins and stuff, at least with the base JavaScript, you can't add like a description of what orange and what blue mean up here in the module that it pops up. And I think maybe they expect you to be able to just create another tag and create like a little key somewhere. But I think that it'd be pretty useful to actually include that within the library. But that isn't an option, unfortunately. Um, but yeah, a super simple. Has a few options in terms of flexibility. One thing I might not have included um, is that this, when you add the charts in, there's actually a second field that has like options um, that you can change, which is like, does it have an animation? Does this graph have a stroke? And it's in the documentation as well. I actually just found that none of the options that were customizable actually mattered to me that much, so I kept it without that field. But um, yeah, just another thing you can use to customize this. So hopefully this tutorial was helpful. I know I'll probably use it for my final project. So yep, thanks for watching.